Good morning, friends. It's morning here for me. It may not be for you, but we'll say good morning. And yes, good morning. I know what that means, but anyway, I thought I'd talk today on Friends Friday about this game that I discovered a long time ago that I enjoyed a lot because it's a psychological game, kind of like it kind of shows the differences in people, like Myers-Briggs and things like that. There's another one that has to do, you're walking in a forest, but I don't know that one very well. Anyway, so a long time ago when the internet was just getting started, a long time ago, there were, I got out on discussion boards and stuff and learned about this game called The Cube. You could call it a game, I guess, but these people here, it's Annie Gottlieb and Slobodan Pesic or something like D. Pesic. They, were helping to tell or what's the word? It's not coming to me. My brain's not working yet this morning. Let me have a cup. Okay, maybe it'll start working now. Anyway, it's a story, and they say, envision your cube. And if you haven't done this yet, this whole thing might change how you envision things. So I would say at this point, if you feel like you're very interested in doing this, stop the video, do it first, and then you can come back or find the book, because I'm not going to go through all the analysis of what everything means, but I am going to read the cards on what the cube means. So anyway, so in this psychological game, you imagine a desert, and the more details, the better. And then you imagine a cube. And again, the more details, the better. And that cube can be anything you want it to be. Okay. And then you imagine a ladder and a horse and a storm and flowers in sequence. And then after it's all done, you've got this book here is huge. And it is full of information on what does it mean when your horse looks like this, or your horse has this, or if it's not even a horse, or if it's something else, what does it mean? And not every answer's in there, but a lot of them are. And it's really interesting. I did this with my family, and it's fascinating to see all the different things in there. Like I had a friend or an acquaintance who imagined a black flower, and what happened in his life very much matched the black flower. So it's fascinating. So anyway, what I wanted to do today was just because I thought, why hadn't I done a read on this before? But what is the cube exactly? What is it? What does it represent? I know it's something spiritual in nature, but when you're envisioning things, there's you, the envisioner, and then there's these things. But the cube is central to the story. And you link that with in Mecca, they go and walk around a cube, and the Judaism, they wear a cube on their head. Some of them do, and there's some symbolic meaning to it for sure. And so anyway, I wanted specifically for this game, I wanted to do a read on what does the cube represent and see what the cards tell us. So stay tuned for that. So let's see. My question is, what does the cube represent? What does the cube represent in the game, the cube, as I referenced in this book here? What does it represent for us? And I neglected to mention that if anybody wants to go ahead and do it, you can pretty much find it online anywhere, but if you want some interpretations, welcome, go ahead and drop in the comments, if you're comfortable with that, what it is you got, and if you have a question about any specific part of it, and I'd be happy to tell you what the book says about it. So, all right. Okay. All right. So, this is the game. So this is a rumor or information card. So it can give some information. It looks like it's, from these two cards so far, it looks like it's, like this is a wish come true. So let me, but this is cups. So let me take a few more to try to get a better idea. So we start out with pentacles. Okay. So in this read, I'm looking more at the elements, the sword, the pentacles, the cups, because I'm looking to see what part of our spirit or what part of ourselves is this supposed to be representing. So there's an intention here with the Queen of Pentacles, I think, to know ourselves. And this is more ego. I would say this is more of an ego type based kind of thing. So there's something about ego that it tells us. Or maybe what it's saying is our intention is to find out, through our ego, find out more about ourselves. And it takes us away from our knowledge, but like our 3D knowledge, right? It's I see this as taking us out of our heads more and getting us more in touch with our intuitive side, right? Getting us more in touch with our intuitive side. Okay, so in the future we have the Ace of Cups. All right, so there's no wands in this, which I saw that as more of a spiritual, the spirit kind of thing. No wands so far. Okay, lots of swords, interesting. Okay, so I think so mainly what it's doing is it's helping us to get away from our left brain thinking, our logical thinking here. So, we start out, okay, we've got a curiosity. We're very logical, but we have a curiosity, and it's taking us away from that logical left brain thinking into something much more intuitive in nature. Wish come true. So we're using our intuition, and what do we get out of it? We get a new understanding of ourselves in an intuitive way. And, with the card, let's see, with the dove coming down, yeah, it's like our higher selves. We get a little bit of a vision of our higher selves and how our higher selves operates and informs us, and is part of us through this exercise. And let's see, more swords here. So it puts a stop to our logical left brain thinking. And even when we're using it creatively or, in our minds, what we're doing, we think we're being creative, but in reality, we're accessing our right brain, which is more of our connection to spirit. When we get more into our imagination, that's where we're connecting to our spirit. My hands get a little fidgety when I talk, so I'm sorry if that bothers you. But that's the way I work. I'm an active kind of person, and I tend to move my hands and stuff when I'm talking. But anyway, so that, as far as this cube game goes, that's what it's doing. It's getting us into our right brain thinking. But I really wanted to know more about what the cube itself represents. I'm going to draw 2 more cards, and we've got cups. So again, it's showing we're getting away from the left brain thinking that can sometimes lock us in to a certain way of thinking, and more into an intuitive way of thinking. So, the cube itself, it's like an intuitive way to see yourself in a more spiritual way, in a non-physical way, the energetic way, right? Something that's not physical. We're getting out of the physical 3D and we're getting more into the intuitive spiritual side of things. And that's what the cards want to show me today. So if you're interested in playing the game, which I think is a lot of fun, and it's kind of self-revealing, like I said, you can find it online. And if you want any interpretations, I've got the whole book here. Just tell me if, like I said, if you're comfortable with that, tell me, and I will get back to you with what it represents. So I hope you enjoyed this, and happy Friends Friday. If I didn't say that already, it's Friends Friday. Happy Friends Friday. And I'll see you again on Sunday for Stargazing Sunday to talk about the upcoming astrology for the week. So take care, everyone.